White was so shocked that he already resigned. Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with a new series. Well, not really a new series. I used to have a series called Opening Disasters. A viewer said, why don't you call it Opening Debacles? So I said, okay, I call it Opening Debacles. I made a number of videos in that series. I put a card up here so you can see the earlier videos, and I'm going to rename that series again. It will now be called Quick Chess Victories. And the idea is that it will be both entertaining. We all like to see a quick win from one of the sides. It's always spectacular. And the plan is that it will also be instructive. In every video I will show 3 games in one specific opening where things badly go wrong for one of the sides. So you can see what can happen to you if you don't know your theoretical lines. And in this episode we're going to look at the Budapest Gambit and we're going to see what can go wrong with white if we're not careful. The main game is Fomin against M. Fedosov, 2 Russian players. It was played in 1988 in Ivanteyevka, that is northeast of Moscow. Let's see what happened. White opened d4, knight f6, c4, and now we have the Budapest Gambit with e5. In this main game, Fomin played d takes e5. But let's look at another game. As I said, we're going to look at 3 different games in this one video, all with the same opening. We're coming back to Fomin Fedosov in a minute. What happens instead of d takes e5? White plays d5. It was played at master level, and it was played in Germany between M. Wacker and Ora Klein in Eisenberg 1993. d5 was played. Black played bishop c5, and now a move like knight c3 is fine. But white made a mistake and played bishop g5. Looks like a logical move, pinning the knight and developing that bishop. But there was knight e4 from Klein. A very nice move, sacrificing the queen. And you better not take it. And why not? Can you see it? Yes, it's mate in 1. Bishop takes f2, checkmate. That can happen to you in the Budapest. So after bishop g5 and knight e4, threatening the checkmate and also threatening to take that bishop off the board that is unprotected. White played bishop e3, only move. Black took, f takes, and queen h4 check. And white resigned. A bit early, but black is better. The only legal move is g3, but that pawn gets taken, and you cannot take back, because then the rook is hanging on h1. White can play knight f3. There's no good discover check by playing the knight away because black's queen is now attacked by the knight on f3. After queen h6, black has the better position. This pawn is still pinned. But as mentioned, after queen h4 check, white was so shocked that he already resigned in that game in Germany in 1993. Let's go back to our main game. Let's start at the beginning. d4, knight f6, c4, e5, and we just saw an example what happens after d5. But in the main game, d takes e5 was played. Picking up the pawn, attacking the knight, and the knight went to g4 in that game between those 2 Russian players. You can also go to e4 instead, the Fajerowicz variation. And let's have a look at what can happen there. It's a game between N. Laga and B. Contadini, played in Leipzig, also in Germany in 1960. There, white played queen c2, which is a fine move. Knight f3 is the most common move, but queen c2 is also fine. Attacking that knight on e4. Black can give a check. Knight interposes, and then d5 was played in that game. Very aggressive move. E takes d6, and black did not take back, but played bishop f5. Black's 3 minor pieces look very threatening, but he has given up 2 pawns. White played queen a4 check. Does it win on the spot? Check and attacking the unprotected bishop. No, there is knight c6, shielding the check and protecting the bishop. Black is still okay. And black is actually better here. It's already very difficult for white to untangle. White played g3 in this game, not a good move. But as I always say, defending is much more difficult than attacking. And it's not so easy to find something for white here. Black played knight c5, attacking the queen. White took on c7, counter-attacking black's queen. And don't take on a4, because then there is c takes, d8, queen check, rook takes, and knight gf3, for example. And this is about even, says the engine. Black played it a lot better. After d takes c7, he did not take white's queen, he played queen e7. And now the knight is still attacked. And white is busted. The engine wants to go to b5 with the queen, but also sees that black is completely winning. In the game, queen d1 was played, and it's up to you now. Can you see the mate in one? Yes, there it is. A nice smothered mate. Knight d3 is checkmate. It cannot take the knight because of the pin. That happened in Enlaga against B. Contadini, Leipzig, 1960. So let's go back to the start again. d4, knight f6, c4, e5, the Budapest Gambit. d takes e5 and knight g4. We looked at knight e4, but now let's look at knight g4, the Fomin-Fedosov game. Here knight f3 is the main move, bishop f4 is the second main theoretical move. White played knight c3, which is also okay. Just bringing that piece into play. Here knight takes e5 is possible, or knight c6. But black played d6, giving up a pawn for quick development. White took it, bishop takes, and here knight f3 is fine, e3 is fine, but in this position white made a mistake. He did not like that knight on g4 and decided to kick it. Send it back to where it came from. But black did not go back. He took on f2. Exclamation mark. Winning move for black. It's a fork, so you really have to take it. King takes was played. Queen h4 check. We saw that move in the other game as well. And if you play king e3, at least you will not get mated. But you will have to sacrifice your queen very soon in order to be able to play on. In the game, white played king f3. And there is a mate in 3 moves now. Again, if you want to look for yourself, put the video on pause. It's a nice tactical exercise. How does black checkmate the white king in 3 moves from here? The first move is queen g3 check. The king only has 1 square. And bishop f5 check is a very nice move. The only way that leads to mate in 2 from there. If the king goes to d5, then this is checkmate. If the king goes to d4, the same move is checkmate. But what happens if you take on f5? And if you have not seen it yet, look again. There's only 1 move that's checkmate on the spot, and it's a nice move. The queen drops back from g3 to g6, and this is checkmate. Fedosov had beaten his opponent by checkmate in only 10 moves. Nice picture this, the king all the way in black's camp. So now you know a few tricks and traps in the Budapest Gambit. You know what to look out for. And please let me know if you like this type of video. If you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you like the video, then it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.